don't give them, do you understand, another opportunity or reason to now say, because you're doing this. Because what happens is, when you raise your shoulder pads,
them too, they will
raise their shoulder pad. Everybody will now be doing buga.
They'll raise the whole jackets. They'll show you that I was the one that created shoulder pad.
Exactly. Everybody's now doing buga. Then your mother will now say, if truly you suck this breast, unless you did not suck my breast for 1 year,
baby, why did
your mother.
What?
So it doesn't.
No, why do they always say that? Welcome back to our channel.
I go by the name Ayo.
And I go by the name Ope.
And together we are called
Ayope.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
how have you been? Where have you been? Okay, we're back like we never left. All right. If you're new to the channel, welcome to our channel for the first time. Okay, we've been doing this for quite a while, so you've missed a lot, but you've still come at a good time.
And you can still catch up.
And you can still catch up.
Thank
That's
God
the good thing about
exactly. You can still catch up.
Go back. We got a message or email from someone over the last week or so, talking about one of our videos from 5 years ago. So imagine a video from 5 years ago still being a blessing now, in 2022. So you can always go back. So we are certified marriage and relationship coaches. Been married for 9 years. And God has blessed us. 9 wonderful years. Yes. I always need to stress that.
You need to.
And God has blessed us with 3 beautiful children. And we have a happy marriage by God's grace. And that is why we do what we do. Okay, so we just come on here to share our experiences and to also show you that having a happy marriage, a happy relationship is possible. So whether you're single, you're married, you're dating, in a relationship or situationship, there's always something for you to learn from this channel. All right. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Now would be a good time to subscribe, turn on notifications, and like this video, okay? Because this video is gonna bless you. So
today we're gonna be talking about a very hot topic, because it's something that, one, we've discussed. We've not had a personal experience of it, but a lot of people have come to ask that question via email, sliding in the DM. So it's making us think, kilo shelle gone. What's really happening? Like, what's going on? The question is, what do you do when your parents, your loved ones, don't accept your future husband or your future wife? What do you do? Everything is settled. You're quarter to knowing that, listen, this is the person, this is my last bus stop. But your people them are saying, nah, this ain't your bus stop. Stay on the bus. Stay on the bus. Don't get up.
We have other plans.
We have long to go. So what do you do in that situation? And when we were discussing, we thought, let's just pause right here. Let's just bring it and discuss in front of our people and just get, just be raw with it and just be real, because that's Ayo and Ope. And obviously we'd love you guys to get involved in the conversation.
Absolutely.
First and foremost, let's think about, why do parents do this? Why do parents say it's a no? Computer says no. Computer says no. Like, computer says no. Error. You're not going, like when you have the computer and the computer's saying, I'm not doing anything anymore. So for me, I think one of the reasons, and okay, this resonated with me because the reason we were talking is because we were thinking about, the girl's future. And sometimes when people joke and they're like, we have songs for your daughters, and me and I are like, fam.
Don't even think about
it, fam. Because the criteria is going to be I. And it just made us think, that is what some parents feel like. Like, my criteria is high.
Yeah. So parents feel like, I have lived longer than you. I am wiser than you. I know what you need. And this person that you have brought home to us is not what you need.
These times, Mumsy doesn't even know that you're not even attracted to black guys. You actually like white guys. But when you bring a white guy home, Mum's like, no.
Because in her mind, she had a vision of one chief, of one guy, you know, with a beard and you know, has bodyguards and everything. So your parents have a vision for their children.
That's it.
And then obviously the children who are now mature have a vision for themselves.
Because they're not children anymore.
Because they are no longer children. But guess what? In the eyes of parents, children would always be children.
And you know it's funny that you said that, because even now I'll say to Mickey, I'll even say to my, oh, you're my baby. No, come here, baby. I love you. And Mickey will be like, I'm not a baby. I said, but you're my baby.
And you will always
be my baby. And it's so funny because even my dad, sometimes if my dad tries to check me, I'm like, I'm a mother, you know. I'm somebody's mom as well, but he's like, I'm still your dad.
I'm still your dad. So maybe, okay, yeah, so go on.
So you've just said one of them. So like, parents have a criteria or a vision or an expectation for their children in every area of their life, including marriage. You know, so that's why you might even have some parents, even before we get to that stage, putting that pressure on you that, oh, why are you not married now? Because they had their vision, expectation, university, graduate, come back home, go out, house, children, blah, blah, blah. They have their expectation. Another reason why parents might say no or be against it is because of their past trauma. I think, like, you know, some parents have been through a lot. Some parents have really been through a lot. And in their mind, they've said, you know what? My children are not going to go through this. So they feel like a certain criteria.
So when you say been through a lot in their own marriage or been through a lot in life generally?
Maybe even in their own marriage, you know, like financially, maybe me and your dad, like before we got to this stage, we really suffered. So I don't want you to suffer. I want you to have it ready-made. I want you to have a guy that's already established. You know, or I want you to have a girl that's already established, so you both don't have to be hustling.
So you don't have to be hustling. So they kind of feel like, I've been through stuff. I don't want you to go through what I went through. So I also married for love, in quotes, and it didn't work for me. So right now you're saying, oh, I love him, I love her, but they're like, what do you know about love?
Man.
Right? Because it's not love that will sustain the marriage.
Now put money on the table.
Exactly, so there's things like that, and because of that, they say no. Isn't it? Yeah. I think another reason why they would say no sometimes is because of their own selfish desires, right? So parents love you, the parents want the best for you most of the time, want the best for us. But sometimes they have their own hidden agenda. Yeah. Right? Hidden agenda in that, okay, they know that if you marry from this family that they know about, that they would benefit from your marriage to that family. So benefit from our political ambition. Yeah. Benefit from my financial problems will be solved because right now I have somebody that would be giving me £1 million every year. Wow. So you know, my financial problems are, you know, I have somebody that's going to take me away from the village and buy me a house in the city. So this is the person that you have to marry.
Mama, stay in the village.
You know, isn't it?
Yeah. And the final one, baby, I think that can we be real? Some parents, let's not lie, you're straight up racist and tribalistic. Like, you actually don't agree that there should be any kind of mixing. You just believe that it's not right. It's not the way it should be. And I'm not even talking about just the Nigerian culture. This happens a lot in Asian cultures as well. Like they have a caste system. You can't break the caste system. Certain people can only marry certain people. And even in other cultures, I'm sure there's some Oyinbo people that when Buki comes to the family, they're like, oh, you Bucky? You want to marry Bucky? Bucky's not even from here. Can't you get a good old babe from Birmingham, down the road from Walsall? You know, and even though we're in 2022, we're still seeing these scenarios, right? And these things are still happening. So yes, they say things like that, and sometimes it's a thing of pride as well. Like, oh no, this is
our culture. We are preserving, what our ancestors and forefathers preserved. It is not your generation that will now break this tradition. So there's that traditional element to it. There's also things like church, or religion. So you're not from my denomination, so we don't marry outside of our church, outside of our circle, and it's almost as if God does not approve of any marriage that is outside
outside that denomination, because apparently only one denomination is going to heaven. But that's a conversation for another day, guys. That's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
So that made me, sorry baby, I just really, not that I've actually cared before, but that made me just actually think of Harry and Meghan. So they must have actually gone through a lot.
Absolutely.
They actually must have gone through a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's why now it came to the point where, listen, it is my decision. I'm going to marry the person that I want to marry. Right? And maybe that's another question. That's the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh.
Like for real.
And there's times where you feel it so strongly, you've seen it or you've heard God clearly that is actually that bone of your bone and flesh of your flesh. So if your parents or anyone is now telling you otherwise, it is difficult for you to even see their perspective. Okay, it is difficult, even though sometimes they may be right as well.
So this was going to be my next question, baby. Like, no parent wants the downfall of their child. Well, let's say the majority of parents.
Yeah, majority, because we've seen some Olori Buruku parents. I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, he didn't mean to say Olori Buruku.
Olori Buruku, yeah.
So anyway, okay, so let's take it to the parents who actually love their children, want the best for their children. Now, as a parent, let's bring it back to us. Let's make it personal. As a parent, your child has said, this is what I'm going to do. Has that brought dishonor to you as a parent?
Right. Okay. So, I guess my children are not at the stage or age where they would say, this is what I want to do. Even though they do that, yeah. But obviously they suggest.
Maya goes to me, Daddy, I want to mix my cereal today. Cornflakes and Cocoa Pops. I was just waiting. I was listening upstairs. I said, okay. Said, because Mummy said that. I think that triggered you. That Mummy said we can. I was like, cornflakes and Cocoa Pops don't go. So you're not having that. Okay? So anyway, the point is, these children are going to exert their authority. As children, they're going to exert their authority. So talk less of as they're a full-grown adult. They've done everything that you've said, baby, by the books. Like, you've asked them to go to uni, whether they wanted to go or not, they still went. So now this final decision that they're making, and they've said no to you, has that brought dishonor to you?
Right, okay, so you're asking me now, because not for my children, me thinking about it, like,
has that brought dishonor to you?
Yeah, the parents could actually feel like, again, and this is where education,
knowledge,
awareness and understanding comes in, right? Because some parents believe that if I don't agree with you, right? Some parents believe that if you don't agree with them, you are dishonoring them, you are disrespecting them, you are disobeying them. Okay, so but I can disagree with you but not disrespect you. I can disagree with you but not dishonor you. But a lot of parents, especially African parents, okay, because that's what I know the most, right? African parents, Nigerian parents, they see respect as this thing, and it's a case of, if I tell you this,
they see respect as compliance.
Yes. So if I tell you this, you shouldn't even argue. You should just say yes, sir. Yes, ma. and go ahead and do it without even, do you understand? So they don't understand things like, let me see things from your perspective. They don't understand empathy. You know, they don't understand like, okay, let me put myself in this woman, in this girl's shoes, in this guy's shoes, right? Because they see it as you're dishonoring them.
You're quite right. You're quite right. And this is where the problem comes. This is where it doesn't matter if you've been a good child or bad child. When it comes to this decision about marriage and your parents don't agree, it's a very dicey one, because they will ultimately feel disrespected and dishonored, especially from an African's perspective. So the next steps that you take after that will actually determine. So it's not you going to them and saying, Mum, we want to get married, what's your opinion? It's what you do after they've given your opinion. That's what's key. That's what will take them from, this girl has turned my son against me, to, okay, this is my son's decision, I'm going to accept it, move forward, and my heart still be open.
Totally. And that is so key. But let us establish that thing, because now you said this is my son's decision or this is my daughter's decision. Some parents don't believe that it is their children's decision. They still believe it is their own decision, with the example of these conflicts now, right? So every morning we ask them, what do you want to eat, right? So we actually give them, it is their decision on what they want to eat, right? What cereal they want. But there are certain decisions like, do you want to go to school today or not? So there's times where, you know, the kids can wake up and say, I don't feel like going to school today. No, that is not a decision that you're making. We know that you need to go to school. We know what's right for you.
Lest you want the police to come and take your parents.
So you must go to school. So the same way a lot of parents see that marriage thing as, it is not your decision. I know the person that you need to marry, so I'm going to choose that person for you. And there is nothing you can do about it. So we see a lot of unhappy marriages as a result of parents forcing their decisions and opinions and choice of spouses on their children.
So what can you do with that kind of parent? How do you handle that kind of parent?
So, and I guess that's where the meat of this conversation is, right? How do you handle that parent? And, you know, what do you do when you find yourself in that situation? So this video is in 2 parts, right? And in this video, we're going to share some of the things that you should not do, right? If you find that your parents are pushing back, they are saying no, they are not supportive of your choice, right? These are a few things that you should not do. All right? Go on then, over to you.
Right. I think a key thing is, everybody, let's be honest with ourselves. We all know when our parents they vex. You know when your mom and dad are angry and you know like, your friends are, oh, can I come to your house? No, because I know my mom is pissed off right now. So you know when your parents are angry, that's not the time for you to bring in the girl or boy around the house. So they can now, you know, like in the Nollywood movies when they're like, hey, Casson, mommy. Then mommy's like,
no, or they're like, good morning, daddy. What's good about this morning?
And the reason that happened is because you brought them around. You two use sense. Like, don't bring them in the firing line. Don't bring it. You have to protect that spouse at all costs. Don't bring them in the firing line. They shouldn't be hearing anything that your mom is saying, anything that your dad is saying, because right now your mom and dad are saying things in anger. And that's the same person that they're gonna hug later, because you guys are gonna be friends later. You are gonna get them together later. That's oh, mommy, my daughter. Meanwhile, they've been insulting her before, but because they've changed, they understand. That's the place you want to get to. So don't. What I'm saying essentially is, don't bring them in the firing line. So them too, they don't have resentment and hatred towards your parents, because then it's finished, then it's all over,
then it's finished. You're trying to prove a point, you're trying to make them like this person. They are not going to like this person by seeing this person or speaking to this person every day. It is only making the matters worse.
Soup, I brought you soup.
Exactly. You want to poison?
You want to put, or she'll now open it.
The same way you cook for my son, or what you did to my son, you want to now do it to me? Too fear. One thing that you should not do, again, for me, is that what I've noticed is we now see some children, again, remember, you might be 40, you might be 30, you might be 35, but as far as your parents are concerned, you are your children, you are still babies, right? You're still wearing diapers and pampers. All right, so do not in any way, shape or form be disrespectful. Don't use agidi. Don't be stubborn and don't dishonor them. Dishonor them in the sense that you say things like, oh, there's nothing you can do. This is the person I'm going to marry. There's nothing you can do. If you don't support me, you can go. I'll move. I'll give away. You are this. You are that. I don't like you. You are a witch. You are a wizard. We've seen children calling their parents witch.
Yeah.
And wizard just because they did not agree.
She's not a good mother. She hates me. I said,
Exactly.
She hates you because of this.
You know, and then you now say, I hate you, mom. Mom. I hate you, dad.
I like you. Why did you change to the English? Because you know, say Nigerian will not say I hate you. What? Okay.
Apostle must hear of this. So don't give them, do you understand, another opportunity or reason to now say because you are doing this. Because what happens is when you raise your shoulder pads, they will raise their shoulder pad. Everybody will now be doing buga.
They'll raise the whole jackets. They'll show you that I was the one that created shoulder pad.
Exactly. Everybody's now doing buga. Then your mother will now say, if truly you suck this breast, unless you did not suck my breast for 1 year,
baby, why did
I your mother.
What?
So it doesn't.
No, why do they always say that?
They'll not be hitting the breast. I'll be like, don't cut your breast, oh. Don't.
Why do they?
They will just say, unless you.
No, why are Nigerian moms so dramatic? Oh my God! Unless you suck this.
Unless you did not suck this breast, you will come back and meet me. Right, so don't let it get to the point where
then Baba Emeka is just in the back reading paper, just looking from the top.
Just looking, waiting for them because he's like the consultant, right? So you guys get the gist, right? Yeah. So at that point, you're not trying to now fight and start a war. So there's already a war going on, right? But it's subtle. Now you don't want to now really voice everything. And yes, we know that you yourself, you're angry and you feel like at that point, yes, your parents don't like you, but you need to bite your tongue. Okay? You need to watch what you're saying. You don't leave the house and slam the door and say nobody should call you. You don't block them. We've seen all of these things where, you just cut your parents or you're saying, I'm going to make my decision. There's nothing you can do about it. If you want to come for my wedding, I'll send you the invite. If you come, you come. If you don't come, you don't come. You don't need to do that at this stage. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to do that at any stage.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, I think another one as well that you shouldn't do, which I think I find sad that people do, is run them down to the other side, like your other like your in-laws to be. It's like, oh, my mom is so this, my mom is so that, my dad is so this, my dad, even to anyone in general, like, because once you've forgiven them and moved on, other people will look, is it not his mama that they craze? His mama they craze, and they'll be saying it with confidence.
Exactly, because you have told them that your mama they craze.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's just a no-go area. Like I know obviously no parent is perfect and they're not making you like ecstatic at the time. But the point is, don't run them down to other people, especially your in-laws, because that'll even make the friction even more. Yeah,
and don't even run them down to your fiance or fiancé.
Fiance. I never really ever said that word.
I mean, fiance. One is fiance, one is fiancé. Yeah. I don't even know which one is fiancé, which one is fiancé. I think the woman is fiancé and the guy is fiance, isn't it? But correct me if I'm wrong. Right? So don't run your parents down, right? Even to your fiance or fiancé, because it will again do the same thing, have the same effect, have the same impact, and then long after when you've forgiven them, they may not have forgiven them, and the relationship will just We'll be doing humor. They'll now be frenemies. We'll be doing one of those things where, okay, there's a party, so let's smile together. I'm okay, mama. Oh, I'm alright, mama. What do you want, mommy? Oh, you want, daddy? And then after the party, everybody will now go back to that. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I hope you have been blessed, right? So we're going to draw the curtains here, alright, in this part of the video. By the way, we've been talking about what you should do, what you can do when your parents say no to your intended spouse,
your fiance,
to your fiance or fiancé. All right, so what should you do? And that's what we're trying to answer. All right, so it's a two-part series, so we're going to end now for the part 1. Okay, so make sure you tune in for the part 2, where we will be diving even deeper into this matter, okay, because we have to resolve it, and we're hoping that it's going to give somebody clarity, actually going to help somebody tackle this matter and help you win on this issue. All right,
and maybe even help a parent as well,
and help a parent, because that's why I said there's an education piece, you know, where parents actually need to be educated, right? Only that most of these parents now, they don't watch YouTube, but I think some of them have started watching YouTube.
They watch it too. Is it not my mom or your mom? They watch
music. So you use style to make them watch the video.
Exactly.
Those are some of the tips we'll give in the next video, okay? So make sure you watch the part 2, okay? That is going to be coming out exactly a week from today. Actually, it might even come out earlier, okay? So if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click the bell button so you can get all of the notifications live and direct. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we do a lot of coaching. All right, so if you need coaching, you need someone to talk to. So if after we're giving you all of these tips, you still feel like I need to talk to you one-on-one, you can book a coaching session with us, okay? Coaching at ayopedavis.com. all right, so just send us an email, let us know what your requirements are, and we'll be there to speak to you. All right, do we have any more for any more?
Any more for any more? I think at this junction we should still sing, just sing them the welcome song.
Let us sing our welcome song.
Or we should postpone it to the let's allow them.
5, 6, 7. We're glad you came, we welcome you. We hope you learn a thing or two as you join us on this journey through. You say, marriage, faith, and life. We are glad you came. We welcome you. We hope you learn a thing or two as you join us on this journey through. Hey, marriage, faith, and life. A marriage, faith, and life say. A marriage, faith, and life say. A marriage, faith, and life say. Marriage, faith, and life. God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
We shall see you in the next video. Bye.